Adenauer, Schroeder, and Angela Merkel were certainly the strongest leaders to focus on and push through the solutions that you suggest. Is there any leader, because Angela Merkel seems to be politically fading in her influence to some extent, is there any leader on the horizon that you can see who might lead the charge?
Well, what we see for the moment is that besides nationalists and populists, we see also emerging new political parties and movements in Europe who are defending what they call citizens' interest and are very pro-European. So I know when in Koblenz in Germany, 5 or 6 of these populist leaders come together, you find it on every TV screen. When these pro-European forces are gathering, you don't see nothing on your TV screen, but it is not very, how to say, sexy, I should say, to show these leaders. Nevertheless, they exist. For example, in my movement, in Spain, we have a new movement. The name is Ciudadanos, that means citizens. A young leader, Rivera, who had an enormous, fantastic result in the last elections in Spain. Totally new, 100% pro-European. In Poland, we have a new party, Nowoczesna is the name, what I'm not very good in Polish, but it means modernity, modern politics there, and it's a citizens movement, together with the citizens movement there, who is in fact leading the opposition against the old-style conservative government there. And they are rising in the polls, and they are organizing meetings in the street of, not of the magnitude as you did the last days, but at least several 100,000 Polish citizens coming in the street to ask for more Europe. To ask for more Europe, not less. We have next to that in France, for example, I don't know what will happen, but Macron, you have followed that, the new independent political leader. Macron is a very pro-European politician. He has said the only real sovereignty is not a French sovereignty, but a European sovereignty. I have to tell you, for a French politician, it's great. I never heard something like that. And he's rising in the polls. So it is not true that all the people in Europe are following these nationalists and these populists. They represent maybe 100, 140 seats in the European Parliament of 750 seats. That's a lot, that's important. Maybe they're gonna win the elections in a number of countries, but certainly not take over power in France or in the Netherlands or in other countries. Moreover, what we see for the moment is that after the Brexit, in a number of Scandinavian countries, like in a country like in Holland, there is more and more support for the European Union. The reaction of many people is, yeah, we are also skeptical towards Europe. Yeah, it can be far better than what they are performing now, but leaving the Union, that we don't want, like Great Britain. So there is a reaction to that. So I should say, when the thesis is today in Europe, populism and nationalism, the antithesis is already born. She exists. By the emerging of political parties, groups, young politicians of 30, 35 years old, who are defending these ideas and proposing it. And that is needed. You cannot expect from ordinary citizens that they wake up in the morning and they are saying, oh, I have a solution. We need more Europe. It doesn't work like that. You need politicians to develop a vision, a project. And politicians are there not to follow the public opinion, they are there to guide the public opinion, to say what is the direction for the future. And that is what we desperately need. But I think with the leaders that are emerging for the moment, in France, in Poland, in Czechia, in Spain, and maybe tomorrow in other countries, this pro-European force will be there and will beat finally nationalist and populist, because we have not forgotten what, in fact, nationalism and populism has done to the European continent. What disaster, what atrocities, what tragedies have been created by these political movements in the past.